another session of Curriculum Studies in Chemistry, ESC 216. In this session, which is session 4, we will look at our third curriculum development model, Fearless Model of Curriculum Development. I am your course facilitator, Nihad Boni. At the end of this session, you should be able to 1. Draw a label diagram of Wheeler's model of curriculum development. 2. Explain Wheeler's reason for organizing and integrating learning experiences and content. 3. Explain Wheeler's reason for partially answering critics of Tyler and Tarbell with his model. And 4. Give 2 merits and demerits each of Wheeler's model. Let's start. The model that was developed by D.K. Wheeler was also termed the circular model of curriculum development. It was an attempt to improve upon the 2 models of Tyler and Tarbell by addressing some of the critics raised against them. And so, as we can see, the diagram of Wheeler's model is in a circular nature. From the top, selection of aims and goals and objectives. Then it points to selection of learning experiences. Then selection of content. Moving to organization and integration of learning experiences and content, to evaluation, which can also go back to the first selection of aims, goals, and objectives. As you can see, Wheeler's model has 5 components instead of the 4 components of Tyler and then the 7 stages of Tarbell. In Wheeler's model, learning experiences and content are selected separately and are subsequently organized and integrated with each other, meaning that they are blended together. This is to ensure mutual reinforcement of these elements in order to make the maximum impact on the learner. The second feature of Wheeler's model is that he viewed learning experience as the means of instilling or changing behavior on the part of learners. Wheeler identified 3 main types of learning experiences, namely mental experience, emotional experience, and physical experience, corresponding to the 3 main taxonomies of educational objectives. Do you remember these 3 main objectives? They are the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. He also suggested that learning experiences should be selected and organized in accordance with the maturational readiness of learners. How mature your students are should influence the way you teach them or the learning experiences they are exposed to. In Wheeler's opinion, learning experience is the main means of behavioral change. That means the content or subject matter knowledge should be used to facilitate the experiences of learners. According to him, selection of content includes determining the subject matter to be covered, the mental powers and capacities of the student, such as their thinking skills, their attitudes, and others, and then the skills and attitudes that will be emerging from the learning activities. Wheeler also advocates organization and integration of learning experiences and content with each other, with learning experiences forming the center of organization of the curriculum. And so the curriculum should focus mainly on learning experiences, which will be integrated with content. He also believes that the organization of learning experiences and content must take into consideration the nature of learners and the principles of learners. The nature of learners will be their maturation, their age, their relevant previous knowledge, among others. Perhaps the most important feature of Wheeler's model is its cyclical nature. This cyclical nature makes it quite different from Tyler and Tarbell's models. Although Wheeler clearly indicates that the curriculum process must proceed in sequence, starting from aims, goals, and objectives, and ending with evaluation, the phases are linked up back to the objective stage, which is quite different from Tyler and Tarbell's model. Also, His idea that feedback obtained at the evaluation stage should help to entirely reformulate the original objective or to revise it to be more achievable and effective was commendable. That means for Wheeler, curriculum development is a continuous and never-ending process. After going through the process and evaluating, your findings will help you to set goals and objectives, revise your goals and objectives so that the curriculum will be more feasible and more achievable. Some merits of Wheeler's model. First, by Wheeler making his curriculum model circular rather than linear, he had partially answered the critics on the issue of the interrelatedness or interaction between the various phases of the curriculum process. Also, to his credit, Wheeler distinguished clearly between learning experiences and content, where he also argues for the experiences of learners to be made the focal point for organization of the school curriculum. Also, Wheeler made it clear that no matter how useful subject matter knowledge is in ensuring learning, it must not determine what learners should learn in school. Wheeler's idea that learning experiences and content should be organized and integrated. That means the learning experiences and the content should be woven into each other. Was a very useful one. His idea about this. This is because when content and learning experiences are effectively linked, it will enhance the opportunity for learners to learn more through the reinforcing effects that the two components will have on each other. The two components being the learning experiences and the content. Even though Wheeler's model had these merits as we discussed, they are not without their own demerits. Let's look at a few of them. The circular nature of Wheeler's model with single-edge arrows linking up the various phases in the unidirectional formation does not give a full account of the dynamic interconnection that must exist among the various components of the curriculum process for its effective and efficient operation. Thus, even though there was a level of interconnection that Wheeler made in his model, it did not give the full dynamic relatedness of the various components. Then, Wheeler's model also failed to take account and develop Tarbell's idea about the diagnosis of learning needs of learners, which was a very good one from Tarbell. Wheeler's model was an improvement upon the two models of Tyler and Tarbell. This because he meant to address some of the critics that were raised against the Tyler and Tarbell's model. For example, one of the critics of Tyler's model was that it is too simplistic and mechanistic for being linear and placing evaluation at the tail end of the curriculum and instructional process. It has been suggested that evaluation should not necessarily be terminal, but should take place at every stage of the curriculum process. Now let us compare Wheeler's model to Tyler and Tarbell's model. First, Wheeler suggested a circular framework so that over time, the final phase, that is evaluation, will affect the initial one, which is the selection of aims, goals, and objectives. Also, each phase is a logical development from the preceding one, and work in one phase cannot be attempted until some work has been done in the preceding phase. Some questions to try our hands on. 1. Draw a label diagram of Wheeler's model of curriculum development. 2. Explain Wheeler's reason for organizing and integrating learning experiences and content. 3. Explain Wheeler's reason for partially answering critics of Tyler and Tarbell with his model. And 4. Give two merits and demerits each of Wheeler's model. We have come to the end of this session. In this session, we discussed Wheeler's model of curriculum development, which is the circular model of curriculum development. We looked at its features, the merits it has, and the demerits. also how it is compared to Tyler and Talbot's model. Thank you and see you in our next session. Bye for now.